Hello, and welcome to the Campus Residences presentation. I'm Amanda Mills, the Assistant Director of Undergraduate Admissions, and in just a few moments, our guests from Campus Res will introduce themselves and present about all of the incredible opportunities you have if you choose to live on campus here at Stony Brook. Following the presentation, we're going to save most of the time tonight for your questions. And as soon as the presentation part of the session concludes, I will turn on the Q&A feature for you, and you'll be able to post your questions there. So save them up in anticipation of that moment. While we won't be discussing general admission requirements this evening, there are lots of virtual information sessions where a counselor and a current student will review the application process, deadlines and policies, and provide details about student life and student support services, among other things. And I'll post some links for you in the chat throughout the session so you can bookmark them for later. And just to note that we do know that our spring tours are full, but our summer tour schedule will be posted in a few weeks, and we'll also offer tours from late September through early December. So you will have an opportunity for a guided tour if you want one, and we also offer a wonderful self-guided tour option. I'll post those links for you in a minute. And this session is being recorded, so if you can't stay for the whole session or you want to rewatch it, you will find it on the Stony Brook Admissions YouTube page in just a few days. Now join me in welcoming Margaret.
Hi, everyone. My name is Margaret Wood McGrath, and I am the Marketing and Communications Coordinator for Campus Residences at Stony Brook University, and I'm really excited to chat with all of you tonight. So I'm going to pass it over to Shell so he can introduce himself.
Hello, everyone. Excited to be here as well. My name is Shell. I am the coordinator for data analytics and system design here at Campus Residences. I'm also a proud Stony Brook alum. I graduated with my undergraduate degree in 2022 and work here full time now. And I'm going to pass it over to Jeff to introduce themselves.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jeffrey Myway, the Director of Housing Administration for Campus Residences. I've worked at Stony Brook for over 10 years and hope to see you in our halls this fall. I will pass it over to Mary.
Hi, everyone. My name is Mary. I'm currently the Assistant Coordinator for Residential Marketing and Communications here at Camp Res. I am also a Stony Brook alum. I graduated last year with my undergrad, and I'm currently in the Public Policy Graduate Program here. So I will pass it off to Lindsay now.
Hi, everyone. My name is Lindsay Damiano, and I'm a junior at Stony Brook University, and I am a psychology and business management double major. And I am a housing administration assistant with Campus Residences.
Nice. So first we're going to start off, we're going to show you a video that kind of just gives you a little bit more information about what Campus Residences has to offer. So a couple of things that you'll see. A lot of people like to see what a corridor style bathroom looks like. So there is a video there for you. And then we just talk about the different programs and different elements about Campus Residences. So Shell is going to kick us off with that video, and I'm going to mute myself. So
Welcome home, Seawolves. We are thrilled to have you as a member of our residential community. On behalf of Campus Residences, I welcome you to your new home at SBU. Choosing to live on campus is important for your success, both academically and personally. Whether you are a first-year, transfer, or graduate student, living on campus contributes to your personal growth by developing skills, learning more about your university and its resources, interacting with a diverse group of people, and determining your path forward. We have 62 residence halls and apartments which house more than 10,000 students on campus. This is supported by 95 professional staff and 650 student employees. Our campus also offers a variety of living communities.
Undergraduate housing options encourage engagement and connection by providing a corridor-style experience. These corridor-style communities are designed to foster and enhance connection among first-year students. First-year communities, Mendelssohn H. and Roosevelt, are each partnered with an undergraduate college known as a UGC, which combines your residential and academic experience. Our UGCs amplify student success and facilitate interaction between academic and residential communities. Each UGC has academic advisors who serve as vital resources for students. They provide academic advice, connect students to opportunities for campus and community involvement, and help guide you on your Stony Brook journey. Each residence hall is staffed with a team of resident assistants known as RAs, and a residence hall director known as an RHD. RAs and RHDs are responsible for supporting their residents by means of community engagement and upholding community standards. For more information on undergraduate colleges, scan the QR code or visit the link below.
For returning students, we have a variety of programs that combine residential living and community engagement. Second-year students can apply to our second-year living community, also known as 2YLC. Housed in Lauterbur Hall, these students will participate in activities geared to their personal growth. Third-year students can apply to our Socially Just Seawolves or Chavez Community Changers programs held in Tubman and Chavez Halls. Socially Just Seawolves will engage in topics centered around social, economic, and political inequalities in our communities. Chavez Community Changers will explore concepts centered around volunteerism, activism, and civic engagement.
Any student returning to campus housing after their first year can choose to live in one of our suite-style communities located in Kelly, Roth, and Tabler. These communities contain common areas, double rooms, and in-suite bathrooms. In addition to our returner communities, some third and fourth year students have the opportunity to live in West Apartments, Chavez Hall, and Tubman Hall. West Apartments feature both single and double rooms with shared bathrooms, an open living and dining room, and an apartment kitchen. Chavez and Tubman Halls feature single occupancy suite-style rooms. Our residential communities include accommodation-based housing for students registered with the Student Accessibility and Support Center, several gender-inclusive housing communities across campus, and family and graduate housing in Chapin and Schaumburg apartments. For more information about these communities, please visit the question and answer table.
The safety of our residents is a priority in campus residences. We are devoted to ensuring a healthy and safe environment for those who live with us. Our Residential Safety and Support Services Office promotes personal responsibility, fire safety, and life safety in partnership with University Police. The Residential Safety Program, also known as RSP, includes overnight security and testing of life safety devices. Throughout residential areas, RSP performs foot patrols, checks all exterior doors to ensure all access systems are operational, and provides escorted walks across campus for all students. The Stony Brook University Police Department is a fully accredited police force that operates 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Students are encouraged to sign up for emergency notification systems such as SB Alert and SB Guardian. SB Alert notifies you via text or email immediately if a major event or emergency occurs on campus.
Over 425 student clubs and organizations are available on campus. Students can visit the SB Engage website or download the Cork app to find out what events and organizations are happening on campus. Every year, our residence halls and apartments host over 3,800 events and community initiatives, as well as campus-wide programs and activities geared towards helping students become more involved on campus. Our hall councils are student-led groups within each residence hall. They work together to voice their opinions and develop plans and programs for improving the community. They're overseen by the Residence Hall Association, which represents all students living on campus. Participating in your building's hall council provides you with the opportunity to get to know community members, learn leadership skills, stay up to date with campus events, and participate in planning programs.
A variety of facilities enhance the residential experience in every community, including computing centers, fitness centers, recreational lounges, study spaces, laundry rooms, and more. Every student room is also equipped with wired and wireless internet access that can be used to access several services, including Seawolf Cinema, a movie streaming service exclusive to residential students. Additionally, several mailrooms are located across campus that residents can use to send and receive packages and letters. Prospective students interested in applying for on-campus housing can do so through the Stony Brook Housing Portal. Housing applications for incoming first-year and transfer students currently open in April.
In addition to helping you succeed as a student, living on campus can help you get ahead. You can meet your future best friends, save time on commuting, and connect with a diverse community of Seawolves. Let Stony Brook University guide you through the next chapter of your life by being a resident Seawolf. We look forward to seeing you at Stony Brook University and welcoming you home.
All right. We hope you all enjoyed the video. We do have that available online, and we can make sure that you know where to find it. So now, Amanda, we are going to move into the Q&A portion.
Yes, and the Q&A is now open, so you'll see that on the bottom of your screen, and you should be able to click on it and post any questions that you have. We do have some pre-submitted questions as well, and one that came up a lot was, which community is closest to classes and dining halls?
So that depends. It depends on where your classes are. Mary, Lindsay, do you want to take this this one here?
I can start us off. So it really, no matter where you end up living on campus, you're going to be close to a dining hall and you're going to be the same amount of walking distance, especially on your first year, to any of the buildings you need to be. So if you're over on the east side, if you're in H or Mendelssohn community, you're going to be right next to East Side Dining. It's going to be, gosh, like a 5-10 minute walk, maybe barely if you're walking very, very slow and live farther down. But you're going to be really close to the center of campus, to the student activity center, to the library, basically where the majority of your freshman classes will be. And on the opposite side of campus, if you're over on West Side, if you're in Kelly community, Roosevelt community, West Side Dining, right there too. You know, it can't be more than a 5-minute walk from the furthest building over on West Side. And while it's, when I say a bit farther, I mean like 7 minutes versus 4 minutes walking to the center of campus, you're going to be able to get to all of your classes in a timely manner and have a nice walk to a dining hall, to other friends' dorms, and to really any major building on campus. It's going to be easy no matter where you are.
Thank you. We have a question. Can you room with people of any major, and how are communities formed?
Yeah, sure. I can take that question. So with our first year housing communities, to answer the first part of the question, yes, you are able to live with a student with any major, but there are some caveats with that, in that students in the Honors College program can only live with those in the Honors College, and they are housed in Yang Hall. And that is the same for students in the Simon STEM Scholars Program. And then we also have students in the Scholars Program and the WISE program who are only eligible to live in Roosevelt community. But within that community, yes, you are able to live with anyone in any major.
Okay. So the next question we have is, let me go back up to the top. How we have quite a few questions now, so I did shut off the Q&A for just a minute so we can catch up a little bit. How many first-year students that apply for housing actually get housing?
So this can vary from year to year, and it's hard to give a very concrete response to this. I'm just looking at numbers or data from years past. About 75 to 80% of the first year class does live on campus. And again, that can vary based on the class of the incoming, the number of incoming students, but that's just an approximate number if you're looking for an idea.
And we do house all people that meet our deposit deadlines and our application deadlines. So the dates in that video are very important dates for you to be aware of. If you do miss one of our deposit deadlines or application deadlines and still need housing, you join an on-campus housing wait list. But to be honest, most years we are very full in our occupancy and have a hard time making it to that wait list.
Yes, and we've actually extended the deposit deadline for freshmen, for first-year students and transfer students because of the delays with the FAFSA this year, with the simplification process of the free application for federal student aid. So our official deadline or commitment date is now May 15th. So you have a little extra time, at least for your commitment, but if you, right now you have access to start the campus housing process. We had a question about, as a third-year transfer student, what type of housing might I get if there's space?
Yeah, so transfers are housed in our continuing student areas. So it would be different from our first year communities. We do have suite style housing communities like Kelly, Roth, and Tabler. And then if you are eligible for our apartments and suites in Chavez Tubman, then those are also options. These would typically be some of those room types that you would be housed in. Just as a caveat, again, transfer housing is limited this year, and transfers are not guaranteed on-campus housing, but on a space available basis, they are housed.
Perfect. And am I required to live on campus as a first-year student or any student? Would I be required to?
Living on campus is not a requirement. It is encouraged, but if you choose to live off campus, that is fine, as it is not a requirement.
Yes, great. And as a first-year student or a freshman, am I allowed to have a car on campus if I live on campus?
I believe the answer is still no.
So there are some limited exceptions. Our office does not manage the parking around our residence hall. That is all managed by MAPS, Mobility and Parking Services. There are some limited exceptions, but it is an application process for that. And so you would need to visit the MAPS website and contact MAPS for further clarification on any unique situations you may have.
I'll post that link in a second for you all. We had a question about if you could provide some examples of activities for students, through residential programming, especially on weekends, weeknights or weekends.
Yeah, go ahead, Mary. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can take this as, I've been an RA and also just a resident on campus. There will always be RA events on campus on weekends in any, from third year housing to first year housing. Your RAs will hold stuff like movie nights there. When it's nice outside, there's bonfires, there's outdoor volleyball tournaments, and that's just within the residential community. Besides that, there's all sorts of different clubs that have organizational meetings on weekends, that have events on weekends. So I know there's the rumor that Stony Brook is a commuter school and there's no one here on weekends, but as someone who's lived here for the past 3 years, I can tell you that is not true at all. There's always something to do here on the weekends.
And there's a lot of sports games. And I say sports games as someone that clearly doesn't attend a lot of sports games. But whatever season sports there are in football, basketball, baseball, there's always something going on the weekends. And we also have the Stoller Center on campus, which, has a lot of different options for entertainment on the weekends as well.
Okay, I'm seeing quite a few questions come in on some similar topics. One question was, in the video, the showers only had curtains, no doors. Is that the same for all 3-quarter style residences?
Yeah, I mean, it is similar in the between the 3 communities, but it is double curtained, if I don't know if that makes sense, but there's like a small changing area before you get into the actual shower area, and both those are curtained off in a way. But yes, there is no physical door, they are just curtains.
Okay. And this good question about, are housing or residences cost the same for everyone? I think that's kind of I think the question is, I don't really understand the question, but can you guys answer that?
Yeah. So in terms of our rates, in your first year areas, most students are selected into a double. This will take a few questions I see in there. Most students will select a space in a double corridor non-air conditioned space. That is the predominant option of our first year housing. Because we are a school where predominantly you live on for multiple years, you have better options and more amenities as you move up. Those amenities do come at a higher cost point. So a room without AC is is cheaper than a room with AC. We do have a few rooms that are economy 3-person rooms. We have some temporary triples, which have different rate structures to them. And so you will see the price point of the room you're selecting as a first year. You are selecting your own bed space in the process. So you will see the cost associated with that bed space that you are selecting. Some description. Imagine like a Ticketmaster cart where you add items in, you're selecting your specific seat, you're selecting your specific bed space.
Okay. Let me go back up to the top of the questions. So thank you, Mary. Answered a question in, I think everyone can see the answer about the Honors College student housing. We have a couple of different honors programs. You want to briefly just kind of give an overview about those?
Sure, yeah. Oh yeah, I was gonna say I can let Jeff go into more detail. I just sort of let the student know in the Q&A just about Yang specifically and where it's located, how the Honors College first years are housed there, etc. But I'll let Jeff go into more detail.
Yep. So we have the Honors College, which is part of an umbrella of honors programs. Honors College students and Simon STEM Scholar students are living in Yang Hall. That is a suite style environment. If you're participating in WISE, Women in Science and Engineering, or the University Scholars programs, which are both honors programs as well, they live in Roosevelt Community. There are 3 buildings in Roosevelt. They can select in any of the 3 buildings. Those programs are large enough where you'll have some level of presence, and those buildings are all right next to each other, right? So it's sort of a cluster of those 2 additional programs of University Scholars in WISE.
And we have a question about how roommates are assigned.
Yeah, sure, I can take that one. So as Jeff mentioned, new first-year students do select their own space as part of the application process. And through that process, if you do know someone that you would like to room with and know them prior to coming to Stony Brook, you can form a roommate group with them and select a space together. Say if you don't know, it's not required to know someone and you don't need to select a space as a group, you can select a space as an individual as well. And then any remaining bed spaces in that room are available for other students to select from. So you may be assigned someone at random if the space is still open, or you may select with someone if you do know them already.
Thank you. So we have another question about campus parking, which I'm going to post for everyone the link to Mobility and Parking Services, or the MAPS department at Stony Brook. They are probably the best place to find out about exceptions to the campus parking. If you're going to live on campus, you have to, it's my understanding, you still have to have at least 57 college credits to be able to live on campus and have a vehicle on campus. There is a large parking lot where if you're not living on campus, you can park, and there's plenty of parking for everyone that's not living on campus. But there is that 57 credit or second year rule that's in place. So if you check the chat, I put the link to MAPS, so that if you want to look at their parking services, parking permit rules, where to park, all of that information is there as well. And then we had a question, is there an application for third-year living communities since there's one for Lauderburg?
To clarify, if they're referring to our communities in West Apartments and Chavez Tubman, those only have an eligibility requirement, which is you need to have 57 credits or more and not be on residential probation, but there's no specific application process for them. Within Chavez Tubman, we do have living learning communities. So we have the Chavez Community Changers and then the Socially Just Seawolves. These are about 50 students between the two buildings, and there's a separate application process for this. If students are eligible during a returning and resident room selection process, they do see those applications, but this would not be something that they would see as part of the new student housing application.
Okay. And we had a question that was submitted earlier or before the session started to kind of discuss a little bit further about gender inclusive housing and LGBTQ plus options for campus res.
So I'll take this one. I believe starting on April 15th is when our gender inclusive housing process goes live. It is in tandem with your standard application. So you have to have already deposited and started your new student app. It goes live until I think right up May 15th when the deposit deadline hits. But it is something where we provide a option for students who want to live in a mixed gender or gender inclusive environment. We have two options for those in your first year. If you're a first year student, one is in Benedict South, which is in the GWC Global Wellness community for your undergraduate college. It is predominantly double rooms. And then we have a section of Wagner in Roosevelt, which is creativity, technology, and innovation. That is all single rooms. So those are still corridor style environments in our gender inclusive housing in your first year. Depending on demand from honors and Simon STEM scholars, there could be a suite in Yang Hall that would meet that need as well. We look at who applies and you're agreeing to create an inclusive community for LGBTQ students, have a roommate of any gender identity, as well as not just choosing it because I want to live with just this one specific person. You have to be open if that person cancels, someone else gets assigned in. It is a yearly process because people's plans may change throughout their time at Stony Brook. There's also some additional pieces if you set your gender identity marker to non-binary in the solar system that allows you some different access points to gender inclusive housing, or telling us how you want to be housed in male designated rooms, female designated rooms, or gender inclusive. So if that changes at some point down the road for you, because maybe you're not at that point of signing up for it today, there are some other options down the road as long as we have space available. In our continuing student areas, if you return with us for future years or your new transfer, we do have gender inclusive housing throughout all communities. It may not be in all buildings. We're divided into 9 residential areas, each with like 4 to 5 buildings. So each area, somewhere in one of those buildings has a cluster of gender inclusive housing suites next to each other if it's suite style housing.
Great. Another question that I felt like we should definitely answer that was submitted earlier is if I have a disability and require the use of a cane or other mobility support, how accessible are Stony Brook's residences?
So our buildings predominantly were built in the 1960s, 1970s, but some of them are elevators all floors. Some of them are elevators first to ground floor because that accesses you to the amenities. I do recommend one of the earlier links posted in the chat was a link for our partners in SASE, Student Accessibility Support Center. They can recommend a referral for someone to need a ground floor or a building with an elevator, and we will make sure your assignment, if you are not able to select in a space that has the accommodations that you would need, that we can do that. We do have some showers that have grab bars or shower chairs. We have door openers on certain rooms and certain spaces that we partner with our partners in SASE to make sure that students that have those accommodation needs, we can get them placed in those assignments.
And a question that'll probably come up a lot, so we'll just discuss it again. As freshmen or first year students, do we get to pick our roommates and dorms or residence halls?
Yeah, so as was mentioned previously, you do select your own space as part of the application process. On our website, we do list dates of when you will be able to select based on your assigned time slot. And then once your time slot hits, you would go into the process to select your own space. You are able to form roommate groups. Typically, it would be you and one other person for a double occupancy room. And then when you go in to select your space, you would select the space for both of you and assign the bed spaces in the room to both students in the roommate group. Again, if a bed space is vacant at the end of selection, then other students will be able to select it as part of the process also.
And just because I see a related question in the question and answer, someone mentioned that if they filled out their UGC preference already in the Slate application portal where you've been applying to Stony Brook, your housing assignment, if you are living with us, will override whatever preference that is. So if you put, creativity, technology, and innovation, but you select in social justice and equity in Mendelssohn community, your UGC will become social justice and equity.
Great, thank you. Which communities are for transfer students in their third year? I think, did we answer this one? Maybe it was asked in a different way earlier.
Yeah, I think we addressed this one a little bit. So our new transfers are basically mixed throughout where our continuing students are. We do have one corridor style building in H, Mendelssohn, and Roosevelt that is continuing to new transfer, whereas the other three buildings are all first year. And other than that, it's our suite style and our apartments. And it really depends on what is available when we get to that point of selection in June.
And let me find a question. Okay, here we go. So can first year transfer students live in a single occupancy room?
Possibly. It depends if there are any available at time of selection. In our continuing student environments, they are mainly already selected by our returning residents, but at any point one may become available through a cancellation. They tend to be in Stimson, which is corridor style housing, but that can be a very full building because that is where most Stimson is in Roosevelt community. Or if you have 57 or more credits and we've had cancellations in West Apartments or Chavez Tubman, and you have that West Chavez Tubman eligibility, then it might be more likely. I also see some about first years getting singles in the chat as well. In our Roosevelt community, there are about 230 singles available to select that are broken out sort of equal on gender and gender designated male, female, and gender inclusive housing based on our typical admissions of students. But once those are selected, those are selected. So there is always the potential for a single, but they are one of our highest demand. They do come at a higher price point. So please make sure you have a conversation with anybody who is helping pay for your college that this is an acceptable price increase for you, because you don't want to have them be surprised by that bill.
Thanks. We have, I reopened the questions and then they frantically increased, so I had to turn them off again. So we'll try to get through these now. So we have a question about, I think we answered this, but I guess there's still some confusion because I think until you go through the process, it's going to sound very abstract. It's kind of like when you first apply to college, you want to know how to do it, but until you fill out the application, you don't know what to expect. So do students select their roommates prior to the room application process, or is it random? And can you describe this in the context of an honors program?
Yeah, sure. So I can start by describing a little bit of the application process because students may not have gone through it at the moment. So with our application process, the first step is obviously paying your housing deposit. Once that is paid, you would log into our housing portal and you would see the button and the application for a new student. This initial part of your application will involve just agreeing to certain terms and policies, selecting your meal plan, and then entering information about your preferences just for a roommate search. And then the actual selection process does not start until late May for students. There are specific dates for when you can go in and select a space. And so you will be notified closer to those dates when it is your selection time. When it comes to Honors College specifically, those students will be residing in Yang Hall. And so you will be able to form roommate groups, but you can only do so with other students in the Honors College who are eligible to live in Yang Hall. And then as part of the selection process, you can select a room with those individuals if you'd like.
And let's see. If I choose to live on campus, do I have to commit for both or 2 semesters, or can I just commit for 1 semester?
Yeah, sure. So when you sign your housing agreement and you move into your space, you are committing to both the fall and spring semesters. And what that means is you are liable financially for both fall and spring semesters. So if you do decide to move out mid-year or mid-semester and are still enrolled in classes, you would still be financially liable for the remainder of the agreement. We do have an appeals process for that, but that appeals process is limited to specific options and drop downs for why you may be released from the agreement. But yes, in general, you are tied into the agreement for the entire academic year.
And it's not a guarantee that your appeal to get out will get you out, but once you accept that room key, you are into your agreement for the remainder of the year through May, probably 16th, 2025 or something along those lines.
And if I'm a college athlete, do I have separate housing, or am I part of the first year communities?
Right. So most new first year athletes, we work with our partners in athletics to have pairings of athletes in the same room as much as possible, just because it sort of helps balance the schedules that might help with your season and similar programs. That could be in a double occupancy economy 3-person or a temporary triple, depending on what athletics gives us. Typically it tends to be similar sports, but not always. And you should still be doing your housing application, but we do the assignment based off of where athletics gives us. Athletics lives in all 9 of our first year buildings, right? So it's not saying you're in a specific building, your people next to you are not athletes, and then room next to you, but in your bedroom, most of the time, about 99%, they are going to be another first year athlete.
And a question that was submitted prior to today that I think is a really good one for everyone to know is what is our policy on drugs and alcohol in the residence halls, and also tree nut free residence hall housing or allergy housing? Is that considered? So kind of 2 separate questions.
So I'll take the allergy part of that first. Because of the communal nature of our housing, there is not an allergy-free area. And so occasionally SASE, our Partners in Student Accessibility Support Center, might refer to a lower density area, but we cannot limit or control roommates in that nature. Living in Roosevelt, though, does tend to be a place where you are closer to West Side Dining, which does have a much more allergy-friendly menu. Because you are still on a meal plan as a first year student. The meal plan is not our office, but they are a partner office of ours. And they have a dietitian that can sort of help you navigate the meal plan options on campus. For alcohol and drugs, it's the federal policies on alcohol and drugs. Drugs are not allowed in our residence halls, and your resident assistant is there to help you navigate that and deal with that should that be an issue that happens in your room or suite. Weed, even though is New York State legal, or marijuana, is not something that is permitted in our residence halls. And our campus is a smoke-free, tobacco-free campus as well. Alcohol, you need to be of a legal age, and it has all of our first-year housing areas are no alcohol allowed because 99% of that population is under the age of 21 in our first-year housing. But in continuing student housing, if you have roommates that are over 21, there are restrictions on how much alcohol you can have in your space at any given time.
I see two questions here that are along a similar lens of can first years live with non-first years? The answer to that would be no, only because first year students and our upper class students or our continuing students would be eligible for different housing communities. And so our first year students would only be eligible for the specific buildings in Mendelssohn, H, and Roosevelt. And so you would not be able to live with non-first year students.
Thanks. So we had a follow-up question about for incoming first-year students that request to live on campus by the deadline and our housing guarantee. So they said that they understand that 75% or so of first-year students live on campus, but they're asking the question that if you ask for to live on campus on time, then are you guaranteed housing or not?
So we prioritize all first year housing students who make the deposit by May 15th and complete their application by June 4th. In the event that we run out of design spaces, there are certain spaces in the shopping cart section of your housing application that are listed as temporary triples or can be converted to a temporary triple. So in that scenario, Margaret and Mary select the -1 and the -2 space of that bedroom, and they'll see a little notice that this room may be converted to a temporary triple. So if we have more first year demand than available space, we then take spaces like the ones Margaret and Mary signed up for, and then administratively assign Lindsay, who completed her application by June 4th. But students who do not complete the steps needed by June 4th do not get housed. Like you need to complete the housing steps on our campus to be able to be in housing. So our emails come from reside@stonybrook.edu. And so you will start seeing more communication in mid-May from us about the next steps of your application. Our system also auto launches an email to you when whatever email address that's not Stony Brook you applied to us switches over to your Stony Brook one. So whenever your Stony Brook email address activates, our system has a one-day window where we can email both. And then after that, we can only email your Stony Brook one. So please make sure you are staying on top of activating your Stony Brook email address and paying attention to emails that are coming from reside@stonybrook.edu.
And we had a good question about what appliances can I bring to campus? What's permitted and prohibited? And I know I saw that the housing policies were posted. Does that include some of those as well? So you can check out, definitely review all policies before living on campus and bring your own appliances.
And on this page, we do have some frequently asked questions about specific prohibited items. And hopefully they're easy to read. We've got some graphics, some PDFs here that show you kind of a list of what is not permitted in the residence halls. And so you can find all of that on the housing policies website.
And how does what's the visitor policy? Can I have friends and family over?
Yeah, sure. I can start with that, and someone else wants to jump in, feel free to. But so you're definitely able to have someone help you move in. But after that time, the guest policy is slightly limited for the first 3 to 4 weeks until you are able to complete a roommate agreement with your resident assistant. And this time is more so meant for you to meet with your roommates, understand your living habits and arrangements before any guests do come over. During this time, you can only have guests during the day, which is between 9 a.m. and 11 p.m., and you cannot have any overnight guests. After that time, you are eligible to have overnight guests, which is between the hours of 11 p.m. and 9 a.m. And residents seeking to bring any guests over overnight must follow any published procedures and policies. At this time, that would be contacting your residence hall director and your area to know what those policies are. It may require filling out some forms and getting an approval from your roommate to be able to host overnight guests.
Sorry, I was just going to add to that really quick. Even if your residence hall, your dorm room policies don't state that your roommates or suite mates need to sign off on something, it's always great to communicate with them anyways, especially even if you're just bringing a friend over to, I don't know, watch a movie or hang out, or if, like Shell said, it's an overnight guest. It's always great just to make sure that that person is comfortable with your roommates and vice versa. It obviously, like, will avoid conflicts in the future.
Yes, you're living with this person, so definitely be kind as you would treat them as you'd want them to treat you. And just to confirm, housing selection will begin on May 16th for honor students.
So May 16th is our honors, Simon STEM, WISE, and University Scholars selection dates start then. Partially this is due because they have restrictions on locations that they can choose. And then all other students will, at our first years, will start selecting on May 22nd through 25th. It's a selection start time. They start at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You'll be given a selection start date and an email from our office closer to that date. Once we know what the first year demand is, it is a randomized start time. And those start times will be every 30 minutes, I believe. So there'll be a group of people coming in at 2, a group of people coming in at 2:30. And that's when you are selecting your first year space as well as your undergraduate college, because that is de facto based on where you select.
And I can answer this question about jobs on campus, and I will plug the Stony Brook admissions tour guides, which is definitely the best job on campus. We always need tour guides. If you were in theater or you love to walk backwards, be a tour guide. And every semester there's actually a job fair on campus, so you definitely want to go to that because there are so many jobs on campus. Mary, did you want to add to that?
Yes, so I'm also going to plug Camp Res. Obviously, as a first year, you can't be an RA, but working towards becoming an RA, your second, third year on campus, amazing job opportunity. And also within your UGCs, there's a fellows program that you can pursue that can also lead to, awesome jobs at the union, which is a great building on campus, some administrative office roles. Like Amanda said, the job fair, go to it. There's more than enough jobs on campus, and you guys are gonna have a great time.
Yes, and we had a question that was submitted earlier. It didn't come in this evening, but how is the commitment to diversity and inclusion exemplified through living on campus?
Yeah, I can take this one. So there's a few things that we do here in campus residences. So one of the things is our resident assistants, our RAs, they undergo pretty thorough training in diversity and inclusion to ensure that they're equipped to foster an inclusive and welcoming environment for all students. We also, as Jeff was talking about earlier, we offer gender inclusive housing options because we want to recognize and respect the diverse needs of our student body. And we also collaborate very closely with various campus offices to accommodate any specific needs that may arise, so that everyone feels valued and supported within the community.
I would further state too, part of that commitment comes from all of you that choose to live with us. We need that same commitment from you all. Part of the on-campus living experience is living with a wide variety of people who maybe had different backgrounds and different experiences, and learning how to navigate, support, and communicate with those individuals. Whether it is a friend you are coming to college with, a random resident you are placed in an assignment with, all of those will have growing points, compromise, and really help you develop. And you might have to, reevaluate and navigate some of your own views and how you want a live space to be shared, right? Like every part of our residence hall experience is shared. There are no standalone single rooms that have a unit to themselves. So most of our singles are still attached in either suites or in a corridor style area where you are having a level of interaction with people that come from a variety of backgrounds.
And my favorite question of the night, can I bring my cat to campus? I think I could answer this, but I'll.
Yeah, so we do not allow pets on campus. but there is a process for emotional support animals, and then service animals that are dogs. As the service animal policy is one part of ADA legality, whereas emotional support animals are a process that starts with our partners at SASE, but it is because they provide an emotional based support to a student. I encourage you to strongly think about the need and the responsibility that comes with that, because no one else on campus can take responsibility for your emotional support animal. So if Lindsay and Mary are roommates, Lindsay has the ESA, Mary cannot be responsible for that ESA in any way, shape, or form. And as part of it, if something were to happen to you, say you have to leave in an emergency, you hurt yourself by accident, get hospitalized, somebody in Lindsay's sphere, if it's Lindsay's ESA, that is not another Stony Brook student, has to be able to get that animal from our campus, because we can't have a situation with animal neglect. It is a process that you start with Student Accessibility Support Center, and does take a little bit of time to go through.
I was just gonna touch on that really quick. As someone who does have a cat as an ESA here on campus, I have had my cat as an ESA for years and years and years, but I only brought her to campus this year, as I am in a living situation where I'm not with any roommates, not with any suite mates, and I would not necessarily, I had to make that tough decision of not bringing her to campus when I had suite mates, when I had roommates, just because, like Jeff said, they can't take care of that animal. The animal has to stay in your room, and that might not be enough space for your animal. So like Jeff said, think very carefully. It's a long process, of course, but think about what's best, not just for you, but for your ESA as well.
The animal has to be caged anytime you are out of the room, and it is part of the living experience here, to be able to make sure that our other seawolves are not going to be having to be potentially hurt or care for something that is not their responsibility. So there is a pretty strict policy, but we have a number of students that have them as well. So if it is something that you need, that starting point is our Student Accessibility Support Center.
And Jeff, you said you would answer the after my first year, will I be guaranteed housing?
Yeah. So if you live with us in your first year, as long as you meet our returning resident room selection deadlines and processes and maintain eligibility, right? Obviously, if you get removed for behavior reasons, you're not going to be eligible anymore. But as long as your housing is continuous fall and spring semesters and you meet all of our application deadlines, we prioritize you back to housing. If you do something that is university affiliated, like a study abroad out of the country, if you had housing that semester prior, we will work to prioritize you back into housing upon return. But again, the key word is all those deadlines. We are a very high demand housing situation here at Stony Brook, because a lot of students are living on our campus all 4 years. And so we will do what we can to maintain that and support as many students living with us as possible. We are a growing campus. We have a new Tabler building coming on, hopefully in the next 4 years, depending on the actual timeline of it. Maybe you would see it by your senior year if you are a current first year. And so we try to accommodate all that, continue with us. If you choose not to live with us this first year, though, it is very difficult to get back onto our on-campus environment. So making a choice to live off this year could be a 4-year decision for you. So just make that aware as you are making your decisions.
And are the beds loft beds, or is that an option you'd have to choose?
Yeah, sure. So it can vary from room to room. The bed height may not be standard if the previous resident may have lowered or raised their bed. Depending on the room type also, some rooms may already come with a lofted or bunk bed, and this you would see when you're selecting your room in the shopping cart. Once you are in your room, if you are looking to lower or raise your bed, you can submit a work order to have that done, but that's only after you've moved into your space.
Right. And one thing, if you are imagining a lofted bed being where it is very high and close to the ceiling almost, that exists in our temporary triple configurations and our economies. If you are in a standard double or standard single room, we have adjustable height beds, right? So that bed can be like anywhere from 6 inches from the floor to probably about 3 to 4 feet off the floor. And it has adjustable notches on there that if it's not at a height that you need, you can submit a work order once you arrive and we can get to it as soon as we can. But you cannot request to have a bed lofted where it is that extra height just to have more furniture in your room or to have more space in your room. That double, like the higher loft, comes with our economy 3-person rooms, economy double rooms, or our temporary triple rooms, where a bunk bed or a lofted bed is part of the standard package more.
And can I just ask current students, how was your first year experience? What was it like living on campus? Was it difficult? Were you nervous, stressed? How did it go?
Lindsay, you want to go first? Because I had kind of an interesting first year.
Yeah, I also had an interesting first year because there was a hurricane on campus. So I got moved into Yang Hall, which is the honors college. And I'm not part of that college technically, but Campus Residences accommodated me. So I was really only in the traditional corridor style living for a few weeks. But my experience in Yang Hall was good. The RAs really helped me get acclimated to campus. And I made friends by going to events, going to sports games. And I had a really positive experience.
So yeah, I had definitely a more non-traditional experience because I was part of the freshman year, first year class that came in during the pandemic. So my first year, I was completely virtual, completely at home. So I only came onto campus my second year. And I came onto campus as an RA with the resident assistant job. And so for the first couple of weeks, I was a bit lost. To be honest, I'd never been to Long Island before. I'm from upstate, so it was a little bit of getting used to things. But you know, like Lindsay said, there's so many opportunities to make friends and feel connected to your community, even if it's literally just like, hey, there's a little basketball court outside. Who wants to go play knockout? Like, you'll always find people, especially in your residence hall group chat, you know, on social media, you'll always find someone to go do something with you. And, you know, that sort of led me to become very involved on campus. And it's a relatively easy thing to do. Like everyone's always ready to do something, even if it's just, oh, let's go to the RA's, you know, movie night event and just relax. So you'll have a great time your first year on campus, regardless of what building you're in.
And we have one last question before I ask if anyone wants to give any kind of last words of advice as we round out the hour that went by very fast. If I'm in the EOP program, do I live in the same residential community with all EOP students?
So in your first summer of EOP, their bridge program, you will all live in the same building in Lauterbur Hall as part of that 4-week summer program. But you are selecting spaces for your academic year in all 3 undergraduate colleges, which is 3 buildings per area. And so you have the ability to choose in the undergraduate college you want to be in. It does not change your involvement with EOP. EOP is approximately 200-ish students on our campus. And so you can find that mix with EOP students everywhere throughout, but you are not required to be in a specific location.
Any last words, final words of advice and encouragement for our future Seawolves before we end for the night?
I can share 2 things if others want to join later on, but I guess the first thing is always check your emails and make sure you are paying attention to deadlines, not only for housing related things, but for things in general with your classes and other departments. A lot of students tend to not keep an eye on their emails or think, you know, it's not important and delete it, but trust me, every email you get has some important piece of information. And then secondly, just as a student, your college experience, and more specifically your first year, is what you make of it. And sometimes it'll involve you going out of your comfort zone and taking that next step. And don't be afraid to do that. A lot of us who have been through this journey have done that and have met some wonderful people, had some great opportunities. So don't be afraid, and, you know, take the leap and you'll never know what you'll find.
I would add on to that, if you're coming in as a first-year student, get involved, or even a transfer student, get involved with your building's hall council. Every building has, well, we call it a hall council. It's kind of a mini student body governing system, but it's a really great way to start your leadership journey, and to meet people that you may not have ever met before in your building. You get to work with your residence hall director. You get to work with your RAs. You get to host events in your own building, and it's just a really good way to start that that journey into getting involved on campus. And it's right there, right outside your door. So
I'm gonna echo really quick again what Shell said, what Margaret said. Emails, read them. If you don't have the Gmail app, put it on your phone immediately. Google Calendar, get that app too. Like what Margaret said, get involved not just in your residence hall, but on campus. Join a club, go try out for a sports team club, even just go to the recreational center and play pickup basketball with someone. Like there's all sorts of things to do on campus to get involved, within your major department, within, again, your residence hall, getting a job on campus. And honestly, just like communicate with people in your class, with your roommates, your hall director, because you never know, the connections that you make and how they're going to serve you in the future. But you do those things, get those apps, you're going to be fine. You're going to have a great first year.
oh, and follow us on Instagram.
Always plug social.
Yes.
Yes.
I'll put that in the thing.
Yes. So I want to thank our wonderful panel with all of this amazing information, and for all of our guests that joined us and listened and asked questions and participated. We really truly want this experience to be as stress-free as possible. So we will have the recording for you. You can watch it. It'll probably be up on the Stony Brook Admissions YouTube page early next week. And of course, email admissions at enroll@stonybrook.edu. We have a whole team ready and waiting to answer questions that you have on all topics. And thanks again for joining us, everyone. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. Bye, everyone.